Top of the third inning, Grizzly softball field, Missoula, Montana. Kempson Cross along with you. Boise State up to bat. The Montana Grizz and the Broncos are still knotted at 0. This one is a base hit straight up the middle for Morgan Lamb. So quickly she is aboard. Another leadoff single. That's the third of the game for the Broncos. So far it hasn't meant any runs. But that can change in a heartbeat. 275 hitter was Lamb coming in. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. Next up, we're back at the top of the order. Tatiana Sorokina will lay one down and advance the runner, but be the first out. Sorokina was 1 for 1. She had a single in the first inning. Actually, to lead off the game, and that time she is not able to get aboard and does advance Morgan Lamb to second. And Lamb had that passed ball that advanced Ashland Lyons to third base in the bottom of the second. Biggest Grizz threat to score so far is what that ended up being, and it did not come to fruition, as third out was a fly out to left field by Alex Wardlow. And this one is laid down, but dribbles foul. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Maddie Stensby has had traffic on the base paths, but, well, in every inning, but has managed to get out of it unscathed, including a stolen base attempt that was thwarted by Madison Sackey throwing to Colburn, and that is Bethany Olea with a diving play in the infield, coming in from her third base spot. The senior for out number 2. Morgan Lamb remains at second. So Bethany Olea 0 for 1 at the plate, but 1 for 1 in web jams so far. And that's strike 1 from Maddie Stensby. You see kind of her confidence build throughout the inning, each half inning so far, even though, like I said, she's allowed a leadoff hit every time, and she's even allowed a couple more hits. Well, at least 1 more hit. But she's managed to force the Broncos to strand their runners so far. Boise State has 4 hits, Montana just 1. In a very tight game that's, well, scoreless tie ball game that has been a compelling pitching matchup, to say the least, so far. Maddie Stensby missed with that one, 2-0. 2-1. Correction. I was going to say, there was a strike in there somewhere. This one is hit up and out of play behind the backstop. Cora Wade was the second out of the inning. She was the one who had Bethany Olea catch the ball off of her bat, and Rebecca Cervantes is up now. She had a sacrifice bunt last time she was up. She's 0 for 0. And that one's going to get by Sackey and advance Lamb. That was up too high, and taking her base is Rebecca Cervantes. There's the go-ahead run. Runners at the corners now. Morgan Lamb is 60 feet away for Boise State. Mackenzie Sullivan is up now. Swings and hits one out to center. Alex Wardlow going back. It's going to hit the wall, and it's going to dribble away from her. It's going to score multiple runs. 2 are in. 2-0 Boise State. 2-run double with 2 outs. Some clutch hitting there by Mackenzie Sullivan for the Broncos. So it finally came back to bite Maddie Stensby. The traffic on the base paths results in a 2-0 Broncos advantage. Both runners who are at the corners able to score. After that one hit the wall and rolled around in the outfield for a little while. That one hits off of Sackey's glove, and Sullivan will advance. Izzy Serrano is the batter now. She's 0 for 1. And Melanie Michael makes her first appearance. Montana Grizz softball is head coached by Jamie Pinkerton. Pitching coach is Melanie Michael, and graduate assistant is Brittany Gomez. On the Boise State side, Cindy Ball is the head coach in her 3rd year, assisted by Bailey Wigness, Joel Oliver, and Nicole Wilson. Infield, the rest of the infield is not in the circle. It's just Sackey, Stensby, and Michael. The rest of the infield having a conference of their own. Stites and Wardlow had a little conference as well out in right center field for the Grizz, trying to regroup and get that last out, try to see if their bats will come alive to chip away at this lead that has been built. That one skips off of Alea's glove, but she's able to make the throw in time for out number 3. And so Izzy Serrano is out number 3 for Boise State. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. The Broncos get 2 runs on the double from Mackenzie Sullivan to take the lead. This is Montana Grizz softball.
Back deep for Sentinel is Caden Messer, and he will take it on the bounce inside the 10. Sidesteps a tackle and gets out to the 27-yard line, and that's where Missoula Sentinel will take their first offensive snaps of 2016. The senior dual-threat quarterback Mitch Roberts gets the play call from Dane Oliver.
Jacob Fritzler on the tackle. Good coverage there by the Bronx. Mitch Roberts, we've seen a lot from him. Different types of formations. Was able to throw a pretty good deep ball. Had problems, I think, converting those big throws down the sideline. He was forced to use his legs a lot in situations where he probably didn't have to or didn't need to.
And a handoff to another key name we've had come up. We talked to both coaches beforehand, and Connor Crawford was a name that came up with both of them. Expected to be an impact player, almost 7 yards a touch last year with these Sentinel Spartans.
Yeah, you're going to see
he
Crawford
starts
a lot.
2016 with a 5-yard gain. Or no, a 4-yard gain. It's second down at 6.
It's pretty good. You can take 4 yards all night. See what they do here on 2nd and 6.
A fake to Crawford. Keeper by Roberts. He gets the first down and more all the way up to the 42-yard line.
That was nice. A good fake. Faked me out. I thought they had Crawford around the left side. Roberts keeps it up the middle. Pretty good size hole. Able to get good yardage.
So one rush, 11 yards for Mitch Roberts on the young season. Has yet to attempt a pass so far. Ran for almost 500 yards last season. And Coach Chris Murdoch of the Billings Senior Bronx called him one of the best athletes in the state at quarterback. Here is a throw over to the flat to Connor Rockhorst with his first reception. And it'll be a 3-yard gain, bring up a second down at 7.
Pretty simple play call right there to the tight end. Rockhorst hauls it in, gain of 3. Efficiency is important, Kempson, and we just ill-advised throws. You just can't have them. Thinking back to that Billings West game where he threw a pick 6 at the end of the first half.
An empty backfield, looking to isolate Hunter Paulson on the near side with a deep route, but a great coverage over there by Jake Orvis.
And it's just a low percentage throw right there. A throw to the outside, down the right sideline to Hunter Paulson. It really has no chance of being completed. It was more out of bounds, but you take your shots when you see them. But they need a first down here.
3rd down and 7. They're about converted 3rd downs about 38% of the time during last season, and now timeout Billings Senior is the first timeout we have tonight. So 2 remaining for the Broncs. And so Billings Senior wants to talk this 3rd down and 7 over, and Sentinel will also get a chance to do so as they're about at midfield. They don't want this drive to stall. They want to respond to the Billings Senior touchdown.
Yeah, they have to, especially it's just one of those things where the opportunities, it's tough to say this, they're just going to be so limited for Sentinel. When they have them, they have to take advantage of them. If they don't, it's just going to be a long night. Billings Senior, a lot of experience, especially in the defensive backfield, as I mentioned. See if they can make some plays. They got Emmett Barsh, the nose tackle, in the front of that defensive line.
We talked a little bit about Sentinel wanting to finish games in the 4th quarter. They were 5-5 last year. Could have been 8-2 if a few things went their way.
Yeah.
But another thing they want to do is get off to faster starts. Converting this 3rd and 7 will help. Here's Mitch Roberts, escapes the pocket and is out close to a first down. Got a right to midfield before stepping out.
I almost think you got to go for it.
It's 4th down and 2 from midfield.
And he's not going to.
And they will punt.
It's early in the game. It's probably the better decision. See if you can pin him back, Kempson. Disappointing, though. You didn't get the first down. You got to give the ball back. And we know how this team rolls. Jake Orvis back to receive the punt.
Brandon Morley to punt it. Anders Conwell graduated as the punter from Missoula Sentinel last year, and a fair catch at the 21-yard line by Orvis.
Yeah.
Billings Senior will take over there.
Dane Oliver probably would have liked a better punt than that. Punting it from midfield. You only pin him back to the 20. That's where they'll start their second drive. 8-0 Billings Senior.
Looks like they are gonna spot the ball on the 20-yard line. Fair catch by Jake Orvis.
Football's back. First high school football game of the season.
And Nate Dick will hand it off to Askelson, and almost dangerous there in the Billings Senior backfield. Askelson and Nate Dick had a little bit of a problem with the exchange there.
Yeah, it looked like
just got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Broken play. He's kind of making his way through the line. Didn't get much there. Good pursuit by the defensive line for Sentinel. Got to keep the pressure on.
2nd down and 10. After no gain on first down, Nate Dick from the shotgun, throwing over to the near side, and Sulcer will sidestep a Sentinel defender before getting wrapped and wrestled out of bounds. But it's a 12-yard gain and a first down for the Broncs.
There's just too much room being given right there, Kempson. I feel like as Danny McKittrick on the right side, it's an easy pitch and catch, 12-yard gain. A little tentative maybe right now. You have to be able to play aggressively and get up on the wide receivers. Otherwise, they're just going to run an easy 10-yard out for a first down.
And that was Gabe Sulcer, who already has the 51-yard touchdown catch on the bubble screen. Here's Nate Dick, first keeper of the night for Dick, and he will get across the 35-yard line, but a flag is down.
Looks like in the area of offsides.
Quarterback keeper right up the middle to the 36. We'll check the flag, though.
Nope, it's going to be on Senior.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 men in the backfield. Replay. First down.
So the illegal formation leads to a 5-yard penalty. 5-yard penalty. It'll be first down and 15 now from the 27-yard line of Senior.
Keaton Anderson is up top.
Nate Dick in more of a pistol formation, looking to run the option, and he'll keep it and cut up into the teeth of the Sentinel defense and get all the way up to the 37-yard line.
It's a gain of 8, actually more like 9.
Looks like it's a 10-yard gain, and it'll be
8, 9,
2nd
10.
down and 5. And here's Dick throwing over to Sulcer. This time McKittrick is there to get him out of bounds before the first down marker.
Better read that time by McKittrick. That was a good pursuit on Sulcer. Want to make sure that when you're tackling a wide receiver, you gotta wrap him up down low. He misses that tackle, he is long gone. And he was able to force him out of bounds there. So if you're Danny McKittrick, you want to make sure you stay a little bit lower when you're wrapping up a wide receiver.
3rd down and 1, and Billings Sr. had a lot of substitutions going on, and they'll take a timeout before this 3rd down and 1 at the 41-yard line, trying to get the 42 and trying to drive down for another score. It's 8-0 already, Billings Sr., as Gabe Sulcer made a catch in the flat and took it 51 yards after shaking a couple of Missoula Sentinel tacklers down the near sideline. And that's where we're at, 7:10 to go in the first quarter.
UM student Max Tebow gathered with fellow residents in Elrod Hall lobby for videos and discussion about Kaepernick's protest.
It's a good idea to get people thinking, but you have to make sure that actual thinking is happening.
Students in UM professor and longtime Grizz fan Charlie Palmer's sports psychology class impressed him with their knowledge of the protest itself.
People seem much more willing and interested in talking about his act of kneeling or not standing for the national anthem.
Kaepernick calls his protest patriotic and says that anyone threatening violence only proves his point about racial inequality. The conversation has reached UM, but has yet to reach the sidelines of Washington Grizzly Stadium in the form of protest.
Please rise and join the Grizzly Marching Band in honoring America by singing the national anthem.
Grizz football head coach Bob Stitt says it's just not a factor.
We don't come out for the national anthem, so it's never an issue.
Marine Corps veteran Gregory Blodgett works in the UM Vets office and says he fought for the rights of Americans to protest respectfully.
So as long as protesting remains respectful and done in a fashion that is not disrespectful towards this country or its flag or its soldiers that fight to keep those freedoms, I believe there's nothing wrong with protesting.
UM students hope practical solutions emerge from a respectful dialogue. For UM News, I'm Kempson Cross.
Defense still wins championships. I'm Kempson Cross with sports. The Denver Broncos beat the New England Patriots 20-18 at home in the AFC Championship game. The Broncos defense had one of the best title game performances ever, hitting Patriots quarterback Tom Brady 23 times and forcing 2 interceptions, one of them to linebacker Von Miller. Miller set a Broncos playoff record with 2.5 sacks. Brady and the Patriots scored just 6 points in 3 fourth-quarter red zone trips. The victory sends Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning to his 4th career Super Bowl. The Carolina Panthers beat the Arizona Cardinals soundly 49-15 at home. Panthers quarterback and NFL MVP frontrunner Cam Newton had 4 total touchdowns. The Carolina defense forced a very good Cardinals team into 7 turnovers. The Panthers will appear in the Super Bowl for the 2nd time in franchise history. The Panthers and Broncos will square off in Santa Clara, California for Super Bowl 50. The NFL announced the finalists for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. The finalists are San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Raekwon Bolden, New Orleans Saints tight end Benjamin Watson, and New York Giants quarterback Eli Manning. Each NFL team nominates one player who has had a positive impact on his community. The Wisconsin Badgers Athletic Board has approved a 5-year contract extension for head football coach Paul Chryst. The Badgers won 10 games in Chryst's first season after he was hired away from the same post at Pittsburgh. Chryst has been a fan favorite as a player, assistant, and now head coach at Wisconsin. The Cleveland Cavaliers have fired head coach David Blatt. Reports say that no Cavaliers player, not even LeBron James, was consulted about the decision. Reports of friction between LeBron and Blatt didn't stop Cleveland from making the NBA Finals last season. Cavaliers assistant coach Tyronn Lue has taken over head coaching duties. Yoenis Cespedes will return to the New York Mets. The All-Star outfielder agreed to a 3-year contract worth $75 million. Cespedes was traded to the Mets at the deadline and became an important part of their run to the World Series. The Washington Capitals postponed both their weekend games because of inclement weather in the D.C. area. Team officials determined that there would not be enough time to remove snow and create a safe environment for spectators. The NASCAR Hall of Fame inducted its class of 2016 over the weekend. Their ceremony was also postponed from Friday to Saturday because of snowy conditions in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Kempson Cross.